personality styles and the individuals you will meet.
Understanding the different personality traits in business will help you answer tough questions and ask better ones in the interviewing process, so let's briefly review them. Hippocrates in 370 BC defined 4 basic types of personalities. Since then, literally thousands of philosophers, theologians, and psychologists as well as business teachers have recognized the same defining elements of people's personalities. If you recognize the differences and/or likenesses in personalities in the interviewing process, your answering and asking questions will be much more successful. The 4 basic personalities are analytical, driver, amiable, and expressive. Hippocrates called them, respectively, melancholy, choleric, phlegmatic, and sanguine. Like the name denotes, the analytical type of professional has a tendency to see things in very analytical ways. He likes facts, details, and numbers and is oriented to the bottom line. Analyticals have a tendency to be well organized, they stick to specific schedules, and they are sticklers for detail and are usually not risk takers. Their personality traits tend to be trusting, patient, not assertive, even somewhat passive, easygoing, even-tempered, motivated by their own internal recognition, and calculating. Professionally, they have a tendency to be engineers, mathematicians, accountants, scientists, chemists, and other technically oriented people, and work in positions that require high degrees of exactness and patience. The driver type professional likes to be blunt, right to the point, is mostly limited on time, is always busy, looks for immediate results, makes decisions very quickly, likes to be in the power position, is very independent and forceful, and is usually a really can-do person. She has a tendency to be assertive, distrusting, impatient, energetic, high energy, motivated mostly by an external recognition, impulsive, and fast-paced. Drivers are plant managers, CEOs, CFOs, and managers in general. Driver types of personalities who also have an analytical style would more likely be engineering managers, CFOs, controllers, accounting managers, etc. Drivers coupled with an expressive personality, discussed below, would more likely be presidents, vice presidents of sales, sales managers, etc. The amiable type professional likes relationships, likes to be liked, is easygoing, is not a big risk taker, looks for the support of others, makes careful decisions, and can appear to many to be wishy-washy. Amiables also, as with many analyticals, have a tendency to be trusting, patient, somewhat passive, easygoing, even-keeled, and motivated by their own internal recognition. They have a tendency to be involved in low-pressure sales, sales support, customer service, etc. If they are amiable, along with the expressive style, they can be great ombudsmen, as they are the type of people who understand everyone in the organization and have a tendency to bridge between people and departments. The expressive type professional has a tendency to be a dreamer, use hunches to make decisions, is gregarious and outgoing, follows his gut, makes quick feeling decisions, takes risks regularly, focuses on the big picture, and has a tendency to be relationship-oriented. If an expressive is also somewhat of a driver, he probably likes sales, sales management, leadership in the sales type of organization, and leadership positions that require a lot of interaction with other people. If an expressive also has amiable traits, then she would have a tendency to excel in customer service management, sales support management, and human resources director types of positions. The major reason that you want to know all of this is that you had better have a good idea of what your own personality traits are and how they're going to mesh with the people who will interview you. If you are an outgoing expressive type of salesperson who, as part of the process of being hired, is interviewing with an analytical, driver CFO, you'd better be ready to come across a little more driven and bottom-line oriented than you normally would. If you are an analytical type, systems programmer, accountant, controller, etc., and, as part of the interviewing process, you have to interview with a VP of sales or sales manager who is expecting support from you in the way of reports, etc., or will interface with you in any way, you'd better be ready for an aggressive interview. To get that person's support, you need to know that she sees the world differently than you do. This whole thought process is really simple, but lack of awareness of it blows more interviews than you can imagine. So, as you practice the questions and answers to the toughest questions you will be asked, think about the different ways you might answer them depending on your personality and the ones you will be interviewing with.